Right, I like to say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I want to go into something that me and Akim was going into on Saturday, which is wisdom. And this is Matthew 6:19. It says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." So I want to grab this real quick, which is Romans chapter 11 verse 33, and the scripture says, "Oh, the depths of the riches, both of the wisdom, knowledge of the Most High. How unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out." So real quick, I want to go into this word wisdom and the scriptures. Let me go into this word real quick. I got to get it out of my other phone. So Romans 11:33. Salakia, bear with me for a second. So I wanna grab this, which is wisdom, which is Sophia.
Strong's G 4678. Sophia.
You see how wisdom, the name Sophia goes back to a woman, which means wisdom. Wisdom goes back to the Hebrew word Sophia, which means wisdom, broad and full of intelligence, used of the knowledge of very diverse matters. So you know how to deal with situations that come across. Like, for an example, there's a situation somebody might not know how to deal with that you can deal with. This is why, like, for an example, the scriptures talk about if there's a matter that, two Israelites are dealing with a situation and they don't know how to deal with it, they would take it to the Levites, and the Levites, which, wholeheartedly study the laws, statutes, commandments, would then tell them the actions that they need to take. So this is the wisdom that will be coming straight out of the scriptures, and it says, like, one example is that King Solomon, when I believe what point in time it was, when the two women were fighting over the child, and King Solomon said, well, let's take a sword and split them in half, and if we split them in half, then both y'all can have the child. And the woman that had more a reaction to it was actually the mother, not the other woman. The other woman didn't have much of a reaction, but the mother who did showed that child was hers, and that showed great wisdom within Solomon, right? So it's the matter of knowing how to deal with a situation when it comes up, and the Levites were very good at that, King Solomon, etc., right? So it says, even when you're dealing with situations in the world, like, let's just say you get into an argument with somebody, what is the better approach in dealing with somebody that you might get into an argument with? Walk the fuck away. That's wisdom, because like me and the brothers was explaining on the highways and byways, like, when two men get into an argument, it's like two lions fighting, man. It's a possibility that's, somebody in that fight could end up dead. And like I brought up last Saturday, I remember watching two lions going head up with each other, and one of the lions that walked away, the lion that one was standing there, but the other lion that walked away had its guts hanging out of his stomach, and the lion, they ended up tranquilizing the lion and putting its guts back in his stomach. But it just goes, it's an example to show you that, look, when two men get into a fight, death can arise within that battle. So using wisdom is know how to get out of a situation like that. Using wisdom is know how to deal with situations. So it says, wisdom, broad and full of intelligence, used of the knowledge of very diverse matters, the wisdom which belongs to men, spec the varied knowledge of things human and divine, acquired by acuteness and experience, and summoned up in maxims and proverbs. A lot of men and definitely use a lot of wisdom when working, especially doing like electricity, construction, and plumbing and all that, because you have to figure out you have to figure out something in a situation you might get into, and a lot of wisdom plays into that, right? Wisdom, yeah, because one thing you got to understand is that that was something I said in my last video, is that wisdom is the keeping of the commandments, which it is, but wisdom isn't always talking about the law, statutes, commandments. There's situations that you deal with in the world where you have to deal with wisdom. You see what I'm saying? But like dealing with a fight, the scriptures tell you how to deal with a fight. Dealing with people, the scriptures tell you how to deal with people. But the scriptures don't tell you how to deal with electricity. You see what I'm saying? The scriptures don't tell you how to deal with, pumping and plumbing toilets and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're dealing with fixing, the scriptures don't tell you how to deal with a damn, collapsed building or whatever. You see what I'm saying? A lot of wisdom you have to come into play. It doesn't always, have to deal with the laws, the statutes, commandments. So, but that is a big part of using wisdom, is the law, statutes, commandments. Like for an example, if a man, like let's just say you're dealing with a woman, you could be dealing with a woman with a man. You see, and a lot of times when you're dealing with a woman, you want to ask her if she's single, and if she says yes, you just want to be very sure about if she's really single. So a lot of times what you want to do when you're dealing with a woman is you want to make sure you're looking at the whole spectrum of things, because look, you could be found with her, she could have a man, and then you could end up dead because of you didn't use wisdom, you weren't circumspect of the situation that was at hand. So yeah, so if you want to go more into that definition, there's a lot on that definition, man. Actually, let me get this one. It says, the wisdom of the Most High as advanced and forming of executing counsels like the Levites, and the formation and government of the world and the scriptures, man. And now that deals with all of Israel, right? So let me grab this and a translation comparison. The CSB, oh, the depths of the riches, both of the wisdom of the knowledge of the Most High, how unsearchable his judgment and untraceable his ways. So it's pretty much saying the same thing, right? So that's wisdom. Wisdom is knowing how to do things. Is knowing how to do things when you get into a situation. It could deal in very diverse matters, man. Right? Now let's get the wisdom that it talks about here in the book of Sirach. So Sirach 19 and 18. So it says, the fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth love. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law, and the knowledge of his omnipotence. So there you go. That's something that I wanted to grab, because wisdom is dealing with the laws, the statutes, commandments, but wisdom is also being able to deal with situation in diverse matters, man. You see what I'm saying? So again, Romans 11 and 33. Oh, the depths of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. How unsearchable are his judgment and his ways past finding out. This is why it's important to really keep your head in the scriptures, man. Because the scriptures, like we always say, the scriptures is teaching you how to walk through this world. How to walk through this wicked world, and how to deal with people on a certain level, All like when we brought up with the whole the police thing, right? When dealing with a cop. Now, you got a lot of people making videos saying this is the law, that's the law. When they're dealing with when they're dealing with police officers, which a lot of times turn out in a bad situation. But the scriptures tell you, to agree with thy adversaries quickly. The scripture also tell you, if your ways please the Lord, he will make thy enemy even be at peace with you. And again, this is why it's very important, for you Akim out there to really, stay your head in the scriptures and do what the Lord commanded you, because one, it could deliver you out of a lot of situations. You got to use wisdom with dealing with your women, dealing with your kids, dealing with your job, dealing with, a lot of things within this world, man. A lot of things within this world. But if you lack the ability to use wisdom, then you're gonna fall into the hole many times over, man. Right? So you shouldn't be focused on trying to build something here in this kingdom. You should be focused on just doing what the Lord commanded you to do. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the scriptures tell you, I think that's Isaiah 55:6. The scriptures tell you, it says, let me see. It says, no, that's not what I want. What is that? The wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. But the scripture says, for wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. Right? So wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, because again, wisdom can deliver you out of a lot of situations, man. Oops. Salakia, my bad. Salakia. Give me a minute here. I'm pretty sure that was in Isaiah, right? My bad. That's Isaiah 33:6. Not Isaiah 55. It's Isaiah 33:6. Isaiah 33:6, and the scripture says, "And wisdom." Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. Of the fear of Yahweh is his treasure, man. So wisdom and knowledge is something that you greatly want to use when dealing in diverse matters. But I'm gonna end it from there and say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, the ones, the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Shalom. God